And we are 3 kilometres from Brisbane City right now, and this is a waterway that people might take for granted. They might think, oh, it's just a black waste disposal for all our rubbish and our plastic bottles and bags and things. But no, when you actually look closer at it, it's actually a very healthy, thriving waterway. If you look, you can see all sorts of turtles, including sawshell turtle, Brisbane River turtle, and broad-shelled river turtles. And you can see Pacific black ducks and mountain rosellas and all sorts of animals feeding and living off this waterway. And if we were to ruin it, that would destroy the entire ecosystem around this area. Meaning that then we wouldn't have all this amazing wildlife around in Brisbane. I'm here at Ithaca Creek in Red Hill, near the city, and I have just caught this amazing little sawshell turtle. This amazing little turtle can be found in most of our waterways, and his maximum length is 28 centimetres. Their necks are rather large and are spiny, if you can see there. Also, where they get their name is their amazing short saw shell. This part of their shell is called their carapace, and this part is called their plastron. The plastron is what you can use to decipher the turtle's gender. If it is a triangular plastron that's small, it's probably a male. If it's a circular large one like this one, it's probably a female. Turtles are different from tortoises because, if I can just get him here, he has very large webbed feet. And unlike tortoises, turtles have large webbed feet to push around through the water and weeds. Meanwhile, a tortoise has big, heavy, hoof-like feet it uses to push through its habitat. We have no tortoises here in Australia. That's something for all the Americans out there. Turtles also have hard, bony beaks. There are no pain receptors in these beaks, and they are used to crush up prawns, crayfish, clams, whatever that turtle wants to eat. On this turtle's plate, you may find things such as cane toads, frogs, tadpoles, fish, pretty much anything. Also, these are the only turtles or one of the only animals in Australia that can actually eat cane toads without being poisoned. And his camouflage is absolutely sensational. Imagine if he was just sitting on the bottom of a creek. You couldn't even see him. Now, if you look at his carapace, you can see the weed clumps and the algae which have grown onto his shell. This can help him camouflage against the bottom of a creek. And he just looks like a rock with some beautiful algae growing up out of it. Turtles are not fully aquatic and need to come up for air every 5 minutes. The turtle also needs to come out of the water to dry its shell every day, or else things like shell rot may take place. They also, like a blue tongue or another lizard, they need to heat up to be able to digest their food and move around their environment properly. Their breeding season is September through to January, and they like to lay their eggs in beautiful, soft, sandy soils. The eggs are about 3 centimeters long by 2.2 centimeters wide. Once they hatch into little tiny turtles about the size of a 50-cent Australian coin. When they hatch, they have this beautiful saw-like pattern on their carapace, But then, as they age, that pattern may dissipate or disappear altogether. But one distinct characteristic about the sawshell turtle is their extremely clunky heads and large mouths. This is why they are especially hard to misidentify. They are a common aquarium pet, and in pet stores you may see these for sale. Why they make such good pets, I would say, are very personable if they are captive, and they will also be able to swim through an aquarium and be a very interesting pet. They are pretty cute as well, if you can look at his little face. Also, while you're looking at his face, looking at how cute he is, you can also see he has a beautiful tube nose. This is so he can just sit on the bottom and breathe there. Now I'm going to release this beautiful creature back into its native habitat here in Ithaca Creek. It'll hopefully do fine and breed and have more baby turtles so the next generation of sawshells can keep on going. And this creek is not just a pathetic little billabong or river system. It actually flows out to the Brisbane River and then out to the bay. So whatever gets put in here is going into the world's oceans. So you have to be careful.